Hello my fellow avid gamers. Today was a pretty cool day because Nintendo released some previously unreleased Nintendo Switch Online SNES/Super Famicom titles. The first of which is Kirby's Avalanche, which is a Puyo Puyo reskin released in 1995 for the SNES, only in the US I believe. And it is now on the SNES Online as part of a celebration for the 30th anniversary of the Kirby series. This game was re-released on the Wii Shop channel, but since then has not been seen. It was not on the Wii U Virtual Console, and it has not been available on any other modern systems until now, which is great. In terms of gameplay, it is literally just Puyo Puyo, which you also might know as Mean Bean Machine, which is the Sega Genesis version. But yeah, it's Kirby Puyo Puyo, and it has voice acting with weird little voice clips.
Poppy Brother Senior, squishy.
Wispy wood.
Kaboom.
Kirby speaks in full sentences, which is strange, and he says mean things, which, you know, obviously people online make jokes about because it is pretty funny. You have to admit, it's quite humorous to see this bizarre dialogue. It's pretty strange. Even still, it's wonderful to see it released. And that's not all, actually, because there was another Kirby title released which is not as well publicized, and that is Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu, or as it has been dubbed in the US by fans, Kirby Superstar Stacker, which is the SNES remake/sequel to Kirby's Star Stacker on the Game Boy. It was released late in the Super Famicom's life cycle, which I personally think is the reason why it wasn't released in the US, because Nintendo of America might not have seen it as being worthwhile to localize, because the Nintendo 64 had released, so that is my reasoning. And this game is actually playable right now by anyone who has the base Nintendo Switch Online subscription, because you can pretty easily make a Japanese Nintendo account. You make it online, and then you can go to the Japanese eShop page on your Switch and download the Super Famicom app. And that will give you access to all the Super Famicom releases, some of which have not released in the US, including this new edition of Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu, which is wonderful. Let's take a look. Here's the video game. Wow, it's never before been possible to play this officially on a Switch outside of Japan, in the rest of the world, and now it is. Here's that game. The game we've all heard about. There it is. Yeah, this is a puzzle game, and in it, Kirby clears blocks. If you played the Game Boy version, it's basically the same as that, but it does have a story mode. I made a review of this a while back, so you can click there for more detailed thoughts on it, but it's actually one of my favorite Kirby spin-offs. It's my favorite SNES Kirby spin-off for sure, because I really like the Kirby Star Stacker gameplay style. I think that's a fun gameplay style, and this is the only version that you can do multiplayer with, and you can actually do online multiplayer because it's on Switch Online, which is pretty crazy. This has also been marked with the 30th anniversary icon on the Switch News channel. And so I guess we can consider this a part of the celebration. And it's sort of, yeah, I guess the Japanese equivalent of Kirby's Avalanche, if there is a closest thing to that. So these two games are basically playable for anyone, anywhere, who has a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. That's a wonderful day. I don't have too much to add to this other than I would highly recommend checking out Kirby no Kirakira Kizzu if you feel up to making a Japanese Nintendo account, which is not that difficult to do if you are committed to it. So recommend doing that, and then obviously check out Kirby's Avalanche, because that's fun too. I don't like Puyo Puyo quite as much, but it's a very interesting footnote in the history of the series. The masses can go out and they could play Kirby Superstar Stacker, just as God intended. Wow, I'm playing it as we speak, and I've frankly never been happier. We're gonna keep talking about these awesome Kirby news stories that keep popping up, which I love to see. We have so many things happening in this series. What a wonderful thing to be occurring in our world. Our society is bettered because of these events, I must say.